Can space exploration be considered an extension of the Dominion mandate?
Yes, because space exploration is the coolest thing in the world. That's my reasoning.
Well exegeted.
So my basic assumption, my basic approach to things like this is that if God didn't tell us not to do it, it's okay.
Okay.
Right? If God didn't want us to go to the moon,
Right.
He would have told us, don't touch the moon.
But there's a difference between knowing that it's permissible and then saying that it's an actual goal of humanity is to colonize Mars or something like that.
Well, basically, I don't think we should do it because as though we were commanded specifically to go to Mars. But I think that when we get to the point where we can do it and get to Mars in a couple of weeks and there are metals there and you can mine asteroids, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't do things like that. There are other things, but I don't want to sound like I'm saying that anything we can do, we should do. I just saw the other day where they did some gene splicing of human genetic material and pig material because they're trying to create a pig that they can grow human organs in, right? And you think, don't you people ever read a book? What could go wrong? What could go wrong? So there are things that people are messing with that they ought not to mess with.
Okay.
And someone says, well, where's your principle then? God didn't tell us not to do that. I think He did. I believe that the flood was brought about, precipitated by, I believe the flood was brought about by genetic engineering.
Okay.
All right.
How so?
The sons of God looked on the daughters of men, saw that they were fair. They went into them, had children by them. These were the giants. These were supermen. These were the Nephilim, the great titans. And I believe that what was going on was man was trying to get the results of the tree of life without going back to the tree of life. How can we attain to immortality? So whatever Google is doing in their labs, where they're trying to achieve immortality apart from repentance and belief in Jesus, it's not going to end well. It's going to end ugly.
Okay.
And so I would say pursuing technology that way, where you have the instinctive revolt of sensible people against it and I think a biblical example against it. We shouldn't mess with things that are too great for us. But going over the next mountain range is not in that category.
Right.
Figuring out how to fly an airplane is not in that category.
But so it's permissible you've not committed something immoral to go to the moon or to go to Mars. It's permissible, but if you say it's an extension of the Dominion mandate, it makes it. I guess my concern would be did the goalposts just get moved? Because we're supposed to preach the gospel throughout throughout the world.
Right.
Did the goalposts just get moved? Because if the universe is actually the object of that, then this is a long millennium that we got ahead of us.
Yeah, that's true. But flip it around. Suppose it's the pagans, unbelievers who colonize the moon and colonize Mars. What's my evangelistic duty to them?
Yeah, sure.
I should chase the people wherever they're going. Yeah. Now, if I do think,
if we keep them off Mars, won't that make our job easier?
You're grounded, literally. Yeah, you could argue that, but the problem with this, the problem with this is, I think that if we went into space and we encountered, a la C.S. Lewis, unfallen races, right? I think our responsibility changes. I think we should say, okay, we're screwed up, we're messed up, you guys are unfallen, excuse us, we'll tiptoe out of here. I think we should
head back to the silent planet.
Head back to the not the silent planet, the asylum planet. Head back and just keep ourselves quarantined.
Right.
But if it's just a matter of distance, dead rock and distance, and minerals and distance, I don't see any reason to hesitate.
So it seems like your concern is to not manufacture laws that aren't in the Bible.
Correct.